What's up, minions? It's Tuesday. Welcome to the Minion Slayer. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. So, real quick, I have a new camera this week. It'll probably be the permanent camera, but I don't have the lighting right. So, I have some panels over here with the window, and I'm still messing around with it a little bit to get used to it. So, let me know what you think. I think it looks a lot better. The clarity's great. I need to work on some lighting. I did order some other lighting for it, but it hasn't arrived yet. So I'm doing the best I can with the lighting that I have. All right, so let's start out. First of all, welcome in everyone, and let's start out with some greetings. Let's see who we've got in here tonight. We have my man Gonzo, one of my moderators, is in here. Marcos Gamma, brother Marcos is in here as well. Lots of comments from him. That's right. He says, please hit the like button on your way in. Iggy from Campfire Leatherworks. What's up? One of my favorite minions is here tonight. She's already dropped in right away. Mike Reese, another one of my minions, has popped in tonight. So that's cool. I dig it. I got to get used to this new camera angle, though. It's messing me up. Let's see if we can change this branding a little bit. What does bubble look like? Oh, I like that. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Shows off more screen. I dig it. Yep. Will B is here too. Cool. Already over a dozen people in the stream. Byron Kennedy is here. He says, howdy, Mrs. Edge. Howdy, Gonzo, and all the minions coming in. Iggy, Marcos, Mike, Will B, everybody. Yes, thank you guys for showing up tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope you can already notice the difference in clarity on this new camera, even though I am at regular HD, not full. But I am testing this out, and I really like the camera. I just need to improve my lighting. My lighting sucks because I have this big window back here next to me that you see that is just has a shade over it, and the light is just pouring in there. But I will fix that for Saturdays, hopefully, and I will have it even better for next Tuesday. So we'll see. Yeah, Will is lurking, but that's okay. Patina Turner's in the house as well. Another minion. New cameras, that's right. Bobo Schnoggins is in the house. Thank you, sir. Another one of the Minion squad is here. Freedom Frog Gear. I will do this again, but big shout out to Freedom Frog Gear because Freedom Frog and Devil Dog helped me to get to 500. Now I'm just kind of teetering right at 500 this week, but still a lot of subs, a lot of additions. I really dig it. Yeah, I'm going to look at a couple different things. The biggest problem I have is just light in the front. All this light comes in from the window, and so then it makes this side of my face look kind of dark. I've got some other lights over here that you can't see to fix that, but I'm thinking about putting a special light on top of the camera just to kind of light me so I'm lit properly. But I'll get to that. I just wanted to see how this worked for today and how the camera actually functions. So far so good. I will get the light fixed. Let's see who else is in here. Papa Rhino is in the house tonight. I dig it. Hello, brother. He's got the BF hashtag on there. Nicole, I'm going to say Chaffee. It could be Chafe, though. Nicole is here. She says, hello, humans. In here, Nicole, we use hello, minions. If you show up every week, you are part of the Minion squad. Hello, minions. Let's see who else we got. It keeps scrolling. So there's obviously more minions popping in. I really dig it. I like it. Let's see who else we got. Again, Freedom Frog's in here. Mike Reese is in here. Bluminati Ninja says, what's up, everybody? I'm driving home and listening. I'm going to raise this up just ever so slightly. There we go. And listening love and prayers to Mr. and Mrs. Edge. Thank you very much, Bluminati. I really appreciate that, my friend. I really, really do. Aberdeen Blades has joined tonight as well. Throwing out some greetings. Moderator extraordinaire, Stacy Bolster Blades says, hey there, Eionan, Mrs. Eionan and family. Minion Bolster Blades reporting is ordered, Marine. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. She says, getting ready to go to the store, but listening. Sorry if I missed the greetings. I love you. That's okay. Smack that like button and go grocery shopping. All right, Craig Hamilton is here as well. He says, "Hey everybody, I have some news too. Also, I have a 5 and 5 guest, and there will be story time, so you guys will get that as well." Mike Jernak's in here said, "Driving but listening, bad reception. That's okay." Nicole says, "Frog is awesome." Frog is awesome. Frog and Devil Dog have been immensely helpful over the last week or so, helping us to grow this channel a little bit more. And if I can stay at 500 for at least a week, I will get my community tab. So if you know anybody else that wants to come over and sub, that's good. I lost a lot. I was up to 512, but I dropped to 497 because if you use an alternate account or something like that, YouTube will automatically scrub it and it'll just disappear. So I didn't get to keep some of those subs. Is it possible to shoot with your face facing the window? No, it's not. No, this is the only space I have in the house to put this stuff. It's going to be here. I will get it. I will get it hammered out for next week. This was just kind of impromptu. I got the cabling and the cords and stuff, and the boom, and I wanted to try this out tonight. And I'm happy with the camera. I'm just not happy with the lighting. It's not lit right. So I will work on fixing that for next week. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Freedom Frogs here. It says, "Thanks, man. YouTube still stuff." Sure. Yeah, I mean, I was well over. I was over by a dozen, and then I went to being below by 3 for a couple days, and now I'm back up to 500. But it's okay. I mean, I appreciate the push from the community, and certainly if I could get a few more people to pad that, that would be great, and finally get the community tab, which is one of the things I'm excited about because I want to be able to communicate more with you guys than just on the weekly live streams. Speaking of, let's see. Neil McKenzie says, "Hello, Neil. This live stream is coming to you and all the other folks, courtesy of the T5i that I have on loan to me from Neil." So again, Neil McKenzie, good friend of mine. I just went over and spent some time with him this week. We were listening to music, looking at all the awesome stuff that he owns, and Neil was nice enough to loan me this Canon T5i, which I hope to at some point maybe, what do you call it, purchase off of Neil. We'll see what happens, but I'm really happy with the camera because I just need to work on the lighting a little more. Let's see. Second last name is so Chafe. Okay, that's cool. Leland Phil's in the house as well, lurking and at work. That's all right, man. Just smash the like button for me, and I'd appreciate that. Country Cowboy 1976 is here as well. Tree Stab and Troy, another one of my minions, is in the house with me tonight. I really appreciate that. Darnell is here as well. He says, "Eionan's Edge, hi to you and Mrs. Edge." Real quick, Mrs. Edge is doing well. Still some fatigue, but she is in between the first half and the second half of her chemo. So she has a little break this week and part of next week before she goes in and starts anew on the last half. So trying to get her rested up. She's doing really well. Feels pretty good, except for fighting off some fatigue and a little bit of nausea, but she's doing really good. Yes, shout out to Mrs. Edge. Well, that's actually was going to be my next thing here. So I want to thank everybody who comes in here every week, like I always do. Thank you to all of you folks in the live chat. I really appreciate it. I also want to thank the people who listen only, people who are on mobile devices, and everybody out there who replays this and watches it after the fact because you can't come and catch it live. So thank you all. I really appreciate that. All right. Al Chafe's in here too. He says, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm doing well this week, man. Doing well. Doing well. Excited about having a new camera here. It seems to be working pretty well. Hopefully the picture quality looks good. It looks better than my webcam did at least. And like I said, I will get some new lighting for it. Who else has joined? I'll give you all a push on Al's live tonight. Oh, okay, yeah, no, that would be great. Yeah, that'd be great. I always just try to remind people too, if you're going to sub to a channel, make sure that not only do you hit sub, but that you interact with the channel, right? You watch a short, you hit the like button, leave a comment, whatever, and that keeps you subbed. But if you are on an alt account, those always get scrubbed. So I've had people say to me, "Oh, I signed up on my alternate account," and then it gets scrubbed anyway. So that's going to happen. But again, shout out to Freedom Frog. Shout out to Devil Dog. I mean, I really appreciate all the push that you guys have given me, and it's really helped the channel a lot. So, yep. Neil says, "Can help with the lights too." Yeah, I might take you up on that, Neil, but I'm gonna pick up a couple things on my own. I already bought one other light. I have a ring light, but it's just not powerful enough. I need a little bit more light. I myself need to be lit a little better because there's so much light coming through the window over here. But I will fix that up. I will get that fixed up. But yes, huge shout out to Neil. Neil's been a great friend, and he's very graciously loaning me this camera to try out, and hopefully I will end up either with this one or one just like it. Stephen Wallace is here. He says, "Hello, everyone." Well, hello, Stephen. And thank you for joining us all here in the Minions Lair tonight. So I have a couple things I want to talk about. I also have a 5 and 5 guest. I have not seen him in the chat yet, so hopefully he will be here pretty soon. But let's start with something that we like to start with every week. Let's start with pocket checks. So you guys show me what you got. You tell me what you got in your pockets, and I will show you what I have in my pocket. All right. BOD is in the house. Beer to Doom. Good evening, beautiful people. Got my neck injected again today and have the post anesthesia poops. I may fall asleep, but I'm here for now. Speaking of that, BOD, where the heck are you here? Let me go back up and find you real quick. There you are. Boom. Okay. So Beer to Doom, even though he's not here every single week, and I have asked a few people if they would like to be part of the moderator team here on my channel, but I am making Beard of Doom a moderator for when he's here. He also comes to some of my Saturday lives, so I'm going to throw him in as one of our new moderators. So again, Beard of Doom is always gracious to the community, always donates his time, money, knives, all kinds of different stuff. So he is going to be a moderator on my channel from this point forward. We're still looking for one or two more mods for Tuesdays and Saturdays, but again, BOD gave him the blue wrench. Heidi's here and there. Washington State here. Hello, hello. Well, thank you, Heidi. Thanks for stopping in. Again, start throwing up your pocket checks, and I will start reading them out as we go through here. There is a little bit of delay between this and the actual live stream for YouTube. How is being back to work, Ben? Being back to work is great. I don't want you to let me forget the work thing because something very important happened this week, and I want to cover it with all of you folks. Let me raise this camera up a tiny bit. I want to cover it with all of you folks, and it will affect the channel a little bit, but overall, it's a very, very good thing. So we will do that. I tell you what, I really am liking the camera. I think that the picture quality looks vastly improved. Me with Knives said, "What's up, Marine? How's the missus doing?" I was just talking about that. She's doing very well. She's in between. She usually listens to all these live streams as long as she's not sleeping due to fatigue. But I think she's awake right now, listening from the craft room. She always puts them on, and she reads all the comments, and she really appreciates all the support that you guys have given her. So thank you. So again, pocket checks. Start throwing them out there for me, guys, and then I will start showing you what I got. A lot of greetings still going on, so that's cool. Let's see who else. I has a wrench. Yes, you should have a wrench, BOD. I believe now your name should start showing up in blue. Let me know if that's not the case, but that is the case. That is definitely the case. You know what? Just because I'm going to add one more. My channel, my rules. Iggy, you might see a wrench there. That's a different color. Anyway, so pocket checks. Let's get started with those. I know some of you guys had to have thrown up pocket checks by now. Let's see who is in there. Stacy, is she the first one? No, Mike Reese is the first one. He says Jig Titanium Penguin and Titanium Cormorant. Very nice, sir. Oh, you're very welcome, Beer to Doom. You've done a lot for the channel and the community. I really appreciate it. And is G-Ball is in here? There he is! G-Ball at the in-laws. G-Ball's in the house. Another one of my many minions. And let's see. Oh, right behind. So Mike's got the Jig Titanium Penguin and Titanium Cormorant. Neil is in second with the Sativian ST-135. I just gifted a knife to Neil too for loaning me an expensive camera. So hopefully you'll have fun with that knife as well, Neil. Al's got a Yukon Gear folding. Stacy says, "Hey there, minions. I'm carrying my black micarta pinion. Pinion's been pretty popular with everybody lately. It's not my deal. It's not. It doesn't float my boat, but a lot of people really like the pinion. So I think that's cool. You can get that down there. Illuminati Ninja said, "Doom, phenomenal cosmic powers." True, true. John Evans is in the house. Jay Evans, Knife Addict Life. Javon, he says, "Howdy, Eionan, BOD Gonzo, and the rest of the Minion tribe." Good evening to you too, sir. Thank you for coming in. I really, really appreciate it. Again, throw some pocket checks up for me. Let's see here. Bluminati Ninja. Patina Turner. Oh, there we go. Terran 365 Otter Flipper. Moy Gonzo, Mike Reese. I'm still looking for. Oh, here we go. Freak Show's in the house. Jeremy has arrived. All right. So Freak Show's got the Devo Stout, the Micarta Pinion, the Benny's Clip, Vampire Jack, Forrest, Jason Brown, Hank, Olight i5R, Leatherman Charge Plus, Log and Jotter Notebook, and multiple tactile turn pens. Byron Kennedy, another longtime minion here at the channel, is carrying an off-grid all-day Necker, an American Buffalo knife and tool, ABKT, Stockman, and a Tempest Pinion. John's carrying the Kunwu X Tau today. That's right, because I remember seeing that on your Instagram page. BOD says, "I'm flipping the Max Ace Balance K that I just received as a gift from Max Ace." Nice. I like that Black Mirror. Isn't that what that's called? The Black Mirror? A few of you have been showing off the Black Mirror. That looks like a badass knife, and it's only like $160 or something. Let's see. Iggy is carrying the Devo Stout, the Nimble Liner Lock, the Leatherman Squirt, the Ion Flashlight, an Iggy Hank, and an Eionan's Edge fidget ball. If it's a large fidget ball, it was made by me. If it's a small fidget ball, it was 99% likely made by Mrs. Edge. I think I sent you one of each. By the way, the Devo knives Pinion, look at how much nicer everything looks in this. Can I get this thing to focus? Come on, baby. There we go. Oh, look at that. That looks nice. I like the camera. That is the Devo Stout. Dawn Ray B says, "Hey, everyone. Hey, thanks for stopping in today. Thanks for checking out the live. Love having everybody in here." Let's see if we can grab a few more pocket checks here. We've got Swiss Army Knife Fisherman for Aberdeen Blades. Who else? Anybody else throwing up their pocket checks? I know there's a few more of you out there that have got knives in your pocket. All right, let me go over here. Hold on one second. Hold on, folks. Hold the phone. There will be story time tonight, too. I just have to go back here a little bit. I'm looking through the other chat, so bear with me for just a second. Good God. Okay, well, I can't find it, so it'll have to happen later. All right, anywho, Bobo is carrying a Pinion and a Chavez 229. Tree Stab and Troy has a Pinion in his pocket. Gonzo's got a 80-20.5, a Black Micarta Pinion, a G2C, a Gerber multi-tool. Alan Gray Wolf's in the house. Thank you, sir, for dropping in. Appreciate that. Darnell says, blessed by Evil E with 3 knives, an Evengrow EF64, a Gonzo F11. I like the Ganzo knives. Albatross FKO36, totally awesome of him. Yes, and again, that is this community. The knife community is fantastic about reaching out to people and helping out with things. Sometimes it's just getting somebody started in their collection, and then sometimes it's just being generous and overall. That happens all the time, right? I mean, look at the response to the Jason Brown memorials, the fundraisers, the GoFundMe, the raffle, all that stuff. It's always like that. This community is fantastic. Me with Knives has thrown out some greetings. Honeybear85 is in the house as well. Awesome. Mike Reese throwing out some greetings. All right, so it looks like a lot of you threw your pocket checks up. Okay, cool. Let me try to catch up on some more. Oh, there's Bluminati Ninjas. Bluminati's got a CRKT Provoke, a Firebird FH31, Firebird 727S, the Pinion in Black Micarta, the Pinion in Black G10. Wow, you liked it so much you bought 2 of them. Kaiser Mini Paragon, Kaiser Drop Bear, Top Dog, Hank was at a stop sign. Okay, brother, no worries. I don't want anybody crashing their cars to throw up pocket checks. Will be Grimsmo Norseman, Kaiser Bag Leader XL, Tempest Pinion, Micarta, Saviva Chevalier, Olight Baton 3, I5T Plus Olight, Karas Pen Company Bolt version 2, blue with brass. Sounds nice. I like it. A lot of folks in here tonight. Heidi's here and there's willing Henkel steak knife. Go carnivores. I love it. I love it. Well, cool. A lot of greetings going on. That's cool. Let's see who else is in here. Me with Knives is throwing up his. He's got a Hogue Deca Gen 1, Mashalong Ultra, Massalong Ultra Tiny Knife, the Leatherman Surge. I think that's the 215, if that's the one the rest of us have. A Leatherman Surge, aluminum top tool, double A, butane lighter, and a Mrs. Me with Knives, Hank. Awesome, dude. Awesome. I love it. CPM says, just got my Plexus today. Homestead Aquarius. Hello, Eionan's Edge Case. Sow Belly is EDC for me. Very nice, sir. Thank you. Beard of Doom says, I modded my Devo Stout for a lanyard the other day. Used to hate lanyards. Now I'm neck deep in the lanyard and bead rabbit hole. I only like them on certain size knives. There's certain size knives I think lanyards are appropriate on. But, it's whatever you guys like, man. If you dig lanyards and that's your thing, more power to you, baby. Scott N. Scott N is one of my longtime minions and the guy who runs the knife tube scheduling. 2 Stingrays and D2, not the fancy Javon's Knife Addict Life version. Okay, gotcha. Big shout out to Scott. Like I said, Scott runs the knife tube schedule. Speaking of that, before I forget, before I move on to other stuff, let's see, where did I put that? Where did I put that? Man, I am just not on it here tonight. Right here. Okay. The next Saturday social is this Saturday, October 22nd. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Please make note of that. It's usually at 1, and I will explain why that is in just a moment. Otherwise, don't forget to say hello when you come in. Also, real quick, words of the week. So a lot of you know that I'm going to be doing something special for Halloween, not anything huge. I will probably make that my 500 sub/Halloween thing. That'll be the Tuesday before Halloween. But also at the holidays, at Christmas in December, we will be having something special going on. And for those of you who've kept track of the word of the week all throughout the year, for all of my Tuesday lives, you know that if you send those words in, if you have at least 5 of them, you'll be entered in the Word of the Week drawing. That is the biggest grand prize drawing that has special stuff that you cannot win in any other drawing. So any other giveaways? I hate to use that word, but so if you have words of the week and you have at least 5 of them, make sure that you email them to me. They have to be sent to me before November 30th because we're going to be doing an actual physical drawing out of a hat or bucket. Mrs. Edge will be doing that, probably in her Santa hat. at Christmas time. So you'll get a chance to see Mrs. Edge. And if you've been collecting words of the week, you will have a chance to win the grand prize drawing. The more words you have, the more chances you have to win. Okay, enough about that. Also, if you use Instagram, please consider adding the hashtag Minions Carry Knives to your post to help create a spot for all the minions, you folks, over on Instagram when you post your knives. It will not affect how you post to anywhere else on Instagram, but it will send all of your posts to a special hashtag page where you can see all the knives that other minions have posted on Instagram. Minions Carry Knives, use it over there, and you'll be able to see all the folks that follow this channel that post their knife content on Instagram. Also, I have a 5 and 5 guest coming up for you guys in just a few minutes. But if you're interested in doing a 5 and 5 and you're new here and you don't know what that is 5 knives, sorry, gotta get used to this new camera, 5 knives in 5 minutes. And it can be any 5 knives. You can have more than 5 knives. You can bring 6. You can bring a couple bonus knives. But I actually bring you on. You don't have to show your face unless you want to. And you get to show off 5 knives. We're going to do that in a few minutes because I have a special guest coming on to show off 5 of his knives. So if you want to do that and you're interested in participating, just hit me up at eionansedge@gmail.com or my Instagram account, eionans_edge. Find me at either of those places. Let me know that you're interested in coming on and doing 5 and 5. Everybody who's done it has had a fun time. And most people have usually hung around and talked afterwards. That's totally up to you. All right. So let's see what else I've got up here for you. I got to show you my pocket check real quick before we move on. If you've been following my Instagram, you know what my pocket check was for today. So I'll start with the small stuff. I had a Mrs. Edge Hank in blue gray, really nice. I had a Mrs. Edge red, white, and blue fidget ball. I had my American flag SD Classic. I had my Olight I1R2 Pro. And I had my small knife today was the wee Baby Banter. There you go. And I was also carrying, because I just recently got my hands on this, I was also carrying there you go, the Devo Knives Growler. Huh? There we go. Pretty cool. And that's what the Growler looks like. This thing is crazy cool. It really is. It's so freaking cool. Not a very thick knife, but a really cool knife nevertheless. So the Growler is a knife that I definitely am excited about. Thank you to Lefty for getting me one of these prototypes out here. See if we can get that to zoom in a little more. There we go. Such a cool knife. There you go. So that's what I got in my pocket for the day. Holy crap, 53 comments have already gone by in just the last 2 minutes. Oh, let's see. I got to try to catch up a little bit here. Let's see where we're at here. Holy Christmas. Thanks for stopping in. Hello from Central Illinois. New here, so I'll just hang out for a bit. That's all good, man. Hit the like button, hang out. We're going to have a guest come on in just a few minutes and show off some knives, so I think you will like that. Scott, 2 o'clock Pacific. So what would that be? 5 o'clock Eastern? I normally come on at 1, I think 1 and 4, but I'll just go ahead and cover that now so that we can get to the 5 and 5. So a couple of quick things for everybody. This is very important. So this Saturday's social will be at 2 p.m. And the reason for that is twofold. One is because I actually have to work this Saturday until around 12:30. So that will give me time to get home, grab a bite to eat, and hopefully do the social. The second reason is because it's unofficial because we're waiting on the paperwork. But the second reason is something kind of cool happens. I got promoted at work. So now I'm in charge of my department at the resort, the golf course. So for those of you who don't know, I work at a private golf course. I've been working there for a little over a year. I love doing that job. I get up at zero dark 30 in the morning, usually 3:30, 4:30, whatever, and go into work. I just found out yesterday. Still seems a little surreal. So anyway, that might facilitate slightly longer hours on some of my days, and it might mean that I might have to work some Saturdays until like 2 o'clock. So I may have to move the Saturday social around a little bit from one time slot to another until I figure it out. So just stay posted on that. I will let Scott know. He's been great about posting changes to the schedule, like when I was on vacation and like the week I was sick. So just keep an eye on the knife tube schedule. I will try to let you guys know once I have a little bit more firm date on that. But it's good news. It's good news. It's something that I was very interested in. I didn't know if all the pieces would fall in place, but they did. So some good news in what has otherwise been a very, very difficult year for us, obviously, with my wife being very sick with stage 3C/4 cancer and all the treatments. So this was a little shot in the arm of sort of good news. So again, thanks, guys. I was going to mention that a little later in the broadcast, but I'm talking about it now. Also, for those of you who missed it earlier, Mrs. Edge is doing good. She's in between the first and second half of her chemotherapy. She's got a little less than 3 weeks off, and she's right in the middle of that break, and she's doing pretty good. So again, thank you to everybody who's thrown out thoughts and prayers, and she reads all of that stuff and watches all the live streams, so she does get to see it. Lots of greetings going on. Holy crap, there's so many comments here. I'm so far behind. Anyone here like knife making, please support the YouTube 2020 Fantasy Challenge, where 20 plus blacksmiths compete for prizes for fantasy blade builds. Terrell Knifeworks has a link to all videos and vote forms. Awesome, Byron. I did not know that, but go check it out, folks, and vote if you like something you see over there. Yes. So, by the way, I love this wallet. I love this wallet from, can you guys see that? Yeah, there we go. Campfire Leatherworks. Look at this thing. Huh? Huh? My wife loves her wallet as well. I will be ordering another one of these bad boys. This thing is amazing. So if you have a desire to pick up some leather goods, specifically wallet slips, pouches, things like that, knife pouches, here, as a matter of fact, let's do this. Let's just because I think Iggy stuff really kicks ass, I am going to bring up Campfire Leatherworks. We're going to share this on the screen right now. There it is. There it is. Instagram, Campfire Leatherworks. Let's take a look at a few pieces. Look at that one. Yeah, I like that. That looks really awesome. Let's see what else we got in here. There you go. Look at the leather on that. And that beautiful Devo Stout, which is the same one that I have. I think maybe hers is copper. But look at that. Look at the leather work on this stuff. Look at these logos. They look fantastic. Matched it up to the knife and everything, huh? So, folks, if you haven't gone over and checked out Iggy's stuff, and there's some stuff from the Johnsons, but if you haven't gone over and checked out her stuff, you need to do so, right? You need to go over and check this stuff out. Look at some of the slips that she's made. Isn't that amazing? So anyway, go check out Iggy's stuff. All right. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to get moving into the quality section of this broadcast. I have a special guest tonight who's coming on to show off some knives. So I'm going to throw a link up here in the chat, and let's get that in there for you. Boom. And my guest knows who he is, so there you go. As soon as I see him backstage, I will get him on for you guys, and we will get going with that. But there is the StreamYard link right there. Let's see what else we got going on here. I want to see Devo knives. I got some Devo knives. Speaking of that, speaking of Devo knives, if you don't know, if you do not know, the pre-order for the Buzz is still open. There is still an opportunity for you to get one of these knives if you have not done so already. It is sezzleable. You know how much I love sezzle, but the knife is sezzleable. So if you're interested in the Buzz, go check it out. It is still available for purchase. All right. Native Wild Man is in the house. What's up, my man? Good guy. You should go check out his channel. If you like watching people fish, you like beautiful lakes and scenery, like to learn about fishing, flies, fly fishing, all that kind of stuff, he's your guy. All right. You want to go check out Wildman's channel for sure. And yep, there is the StreamYard link. I did throw that up. Just waiting for my guests to click on that and come backstage. Scott says you should order 3 because 3 is 2 and 2 is 1 and 1 is none. E, you're dangerously underwalleted. I have a couple of wallets. I asked Iggy to make me this one with my Eionan's Edge logo on it, mainly because my main wallet has like everything in it. And I don't always like to go out and carry a big, thick wallet. So I really wanted something that I could put my driver's license, some cash, a couple of credit card, a debit and a credit card in, so that when I'm off work, I don't have to carry a big, thick wallet that has everything in it, especially stuff that I don't really need. Hence this. This thing is, like I said, it's gorgeous. I'm probably going to get another one, maybe in black, but I really dig it. It's a perfect size. The craftsmanship is amazing. All right, so let's see what else we got going on down here. Oh man, I'm way behind on comments. Not as behind as Mattisfaction got on his live stream this past week. That became the brunt of all the jokes, huh? Alan Gray Wolf says sore and tired, but okay, thanks. Well, I don't know what's going on, Alan Gray Wolf. I missed some of the comments, but I'm hoping that you're going to be all right, buddy. Let's see. Throwing out some other stuff. I've been a minimalist wallet fan for years. There are times when I like to have all my stuff with me. Like when I go on vacation, I want to have everything. I want to have my, all of my insurance cards and everything else I need. But most of the time, I don't need to carry all that stuff. So, I like to have my carry permit, my license, all my credit cards, everything I'm going to need. But again, I like having a small wallet sometimes. Acid Test Kids is in the house too. What's going on? All right. Hey, give me a thumbs up there, brother, when you're ready to get at it. All right. Are we ready? I think, we're ready. Okay. Well, here we go. We're going to go ahead with the 5 and 5. My special guest this week was on my live stream about 2 months ago. He came in and he did an awesome 5 and 5 on a whole bunch of knives. He's coming back tonight to do some more knives for you guys. Welcome, please, Brother G-Ball, fellow Minion member. What's up, my man?
How's it going, man?
It's going good. It's going very, very good.
And Mrs. Eionan's doing good?
Yep. Yeah, she's doing well. She's in between treatments and kind of recuperating, but she's doing all right, my man.
Good. That's good to hear.
Cool.
I had everything set up, but the room I planned on doing it in, it's too dark and it wouldn't have been very good quality. So I had to move everything real quick and come in here.
I got you. No worries.
Can you see decent though in here?
Yeah, I can see all right.
All right.
And
good.
The sound sounds pretty good too.
Okay, good. Hey, Native, how's it going, man? Blaze. Eggs.
Blaze is in the house as well. There's Blaze.
My
man Blaze. Okay, what do you got for me? This is a Hogue Deca, right?
Yes, sir. I just unboxed it. That's the
Scorpion?
It's the SMKW. I think they're calling it it's a gold flake carbon
Mhm.
fiber, and then it's got the
Nice.
Magna Cut steel.
I'm a huge fan of the Deca myself, so
Yeah, it's an
got
awesome.
two of those.
That is what I
Very
have
nice.
in the pocket. So what, you want to just jump right into it?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
All
You know,
right.
everybody likes to see knives, and you always bring cool ones, so bring it up, man.
All right, man. We'll start off. This is probably this is probably my favorite fixed blade at the K bar. It's the original fighting knife.
Mm-hmm. I
This
carried one
one,
for a while.
yeah,
Oh,
yep,
yeah.
yeah.
Hold on, we're gonna bigify you. That's true. Let's get you up here so we can see. There we go. We can see the knives better. Thank you for the reminder.
Now they still issue these, don't they?
I don't think they issue them anymore. I don't know because I've been out for a lot of years, but when I was in, you could also carry your own knife. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it really it just depends. The knife I had I preferred over the K bar, but a lot of Marines still carry that. That's a
Yeah,
very cool knife. It's a classic fighting knife too. That's the thing.
this was the reason this would be number one for me. I guess I'm doing kind of a favorites, top
Yep.
five favorite. Uh, this was the first fixed blade that was a decent quality that I bought myself. I always kind of wanted like a Rambo style knife, you know,
Gotcha.
and I think it was Gil Hibbons who did the actual Rambo knife. They're expensive. And
Yeah, the real ones are quite a good amount of money. Yeah, for sure.
so I kind of made it up in my mind that, you know, this what used to be issued for us, you know, and it's American made, so it made sense kind of to be, you know, similar to a Rambo style knife.
Cool. No, that's a
So
great knife, and it's a classic. You know, and they have different ones for different branches of the service, but it's pretty much the same knife. So,
right, right.
all right, what else have you got for me there?
Well, if you remember from last time, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. So
Actually, you got a question from Acid Test Kids. He wants to know what that black K bar and black set you back. He wants to know what you paid for it.
I don't know what they run nowadays, but I think that those could be had for right around $100. I want to say I just recently saw a similar version. I think they're going for like 120 now.
Mm-hmm.
But you do get it's 1095 and it's coded,
Yep.
and uh they do an excellent job there in New York where they make these. They do an excellent job, and
Yep. No,
it's a
it's a
big
good
knife.
knife. Yeah, it is. That's definitely a big knife. No doubt about that.
Yeah, it's a big boy. So about 100, between 100 and 120, I would say for
Yep.
those now.
That sounds about right. Hello, Laura Gillespie, and anybody else I just put up on the screen. Okay, what do we got here?
So here, this is the Buck GCK. It's they got micarta handles, one in a blackish gray micarta, and then
Mm-hmm.
the other in like an olive tan.
Right,
And then it's got the olive tan coated blade, and this is the black coated.
right.
You you got a tanto here and a spear point here.
Yeah, one's a little bit more of a utility knife. The other one's a little bit better for stabbing.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, I originally now they discontinued. They only made these knives for maybe a year, I want to say, if that. Um, and as far as I know, Buck never really released why they quit making them. They thought it might be due to materials, but they actually quit producing these in 2021, and I think it won some awards for Buck right at the beginning of 2022. Not, I forget what they did win, but they did win something, some sort of award.
Yeah, they're super cool looking knives. That's a good size too. I like the
Um,
fact that it has good size to it without looking too bulky.
yeah, and they're really comfortable. Here here's the K bar. You can see with this one here, it's quite a bit bigger, the K
Yep.
bar.
Yep.
So that just kind of shows you how big that K bar really is. Uh, but yeah, these have the Boss heat treat, that Buck's famous for. Um, the Tanto, I have taken out. To your point, I haven't really taken out. I've kind of kept this like a Dave Queen kind of a deal.
Hmm.
Maybe not forever, but we'll see. But I have taken this out, uh, done some lighter bushcraft and utility work around the house and whatnot, and it performs awesome. It's got a great edge on it from Buck. They do an excellent job. Can you hear me on Eionan? Eionan, can you hear me? Oh, all right. Eionan, can you hear me? All right, I guess I will hold it down until Eionan gets back. Uh, but yeah, so that's the Buck GCK. You can't get these unless you get them on the secondary, would be my guess, unless somebody still has them in stock. Uh, but I highly doubt it. I remember looking for one of these for somebody and I could not find it. Uh, so I don't think you would be able to get one if you wanted to, unless you got it off the secondary. So that would be 1 and 2. Like I said, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Uh, so that's K bar and Buck. Next up will be Essie. They
All right, and I
Essie.
got
Oh,
the battery in my camera apparently died. I forgot to charge it.
all
So
good, man. You're all
yeah,
good.
so I had to switch back to my old webcam, and that's what I was doing while you were showing off your knives, man. No worries.
All good. Yeah. Well, at first I thought I was having issues, and I was like, "Oh man." Of
No,
course I
that's okay. That was on my end. I should have remembered to charge this camera before I used it for the web live stream today.
no, all good, man. All good. So this is the SE6. Uh, I got this shortly after I got the K bar. I wanted something that I could just take out and abuse.
Yeah. Well, the Essies are great because no matter what you do to those, they warranty them regardless.
Yep, yep,
Right.
yeah,
They
and
don't care if you chip a blade or not break the tip off. They will send you a new knife. So
right, yeah, and so I like I said, I was gonna cheat. I have a couple other Essies sitting down here. I have the Azula 2, which is a smaller kind of, I think it's maybe like a two and a
right.
half inch blade without checking.
Right. Yep. I had the Azula 2 and the Rowan in for that. Yeah, I forgot to charge. Stacy says, Eionan's camera died. I forgot to charge the brand new camera and it conked out. So thankfully G-Ball was holding it down for me.
No problem.
And what's that one there you got? What is that little one?
Now, this is, as far as I know, I think this is their smallest model. It's the Candiru, and I I've struggled. I've struggled with, obviously I don't try to carry these bigger fixed blades. Um, but I've been on the hunt for a fixed blade that I can carry either in the pocket, on the pocket, or on the belt, or scout carry it if I want. That's
Mm-hmm.
not too bulky and just makes you feel out of it just makes it feel like it shouldn't be there type of a deal. Um, I probably have 10 or 15 under 3-inch fixed blades that I've tried that I don't like, and I don't want to carry them, at least not all day with me at work, or if I go out, I so I finally got that SE Candero, and that one I have no trouble carrying. I carry it all the time. I got Lancelot leather straps for it, and I can scout carry that with no issue all day long.
Yep. I prefer scout carry as long as the knife's not too big. It
Yeah, yeah, and see, so do I. I prefer the scout carry, but if it's too long, it doesn't work out unless you're
doesn't
in.
work right.
Yeah, it just don't work. So I've been on the hunt for a little fixed blade I can kind of carry any which way I want, and it's not gonna
Sure.
bug, you know. Um, but yeah, Essie, if you don't have any fixed blades, and you want to get one, and if someone asked me what my recommendation would be, it would probably have to be Essie. You know what I mean? Due to the warranty and the quality.
I mean, there's some other good ones out there. There's Tops, there's White River, there's some other
Yep.
good brands in the fixed category as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say here's Papa Rhino says I can carry my White River M1 all day long too. Yeah. So yeah, I would say those are probably the three most popular SC White River and Tops. Or, I think a lot of people carry fixed blades or have those in their rotation, probably carry those.
Well, I agree. I think Bark River and White River and Tops, they all make awesome quality too. The only reason I would say SE first is just price.
Yeah.
Uh,
No,
price,
it's a good they're easy. It's easy to get into them at that price point for sure.
because I think you can go get an SE4, which is right here. You can get this awesome G-Mascus type handle, uh, for like $80 maybe. You know
Yep,
what I mean? So
that
I
sounds
mean,
about right. Under $100 for sure. Yep.
yeah, like $100 maybe. But you can easily go spend 230, 240, 250 on a Bark or a White River, without even trying.
Yep. Totally agree. Thanks for coming in, Bluminati. He's taking off. So thanks for stopping by, sharing some time with us. All right, what do you got? You got one or two more there?
One more, and
One
then I'm done.
more. Let's see what you got.
This is,
Ooh, I know what that is.
yep, that's the
That's the
Art
sea
and
snake.
Cutlery Michael Emler Sea Snake. This this is another knife that I can carry pretty much any which way I want and it doesn't bother me. And it's got, if you do any type of carpentry or you do a lot of cutting, straps
Mhm.
and
Oh, it's a good utility cutter for sure.
yeah, it's got the choil. You can get up nice and close. It's perfect. A nice little EDC blade, working blade if you need a smaller style. I'd say that's maybe what, like a 3-inch blade.
Yeah, and it's an inexpensive knife too.
Yep.
You
I
know,
think
it's an inexpensive knife.
I would say I think $30 to $40. And then
Yeah.
I think you can get S35 and maybe they might be a little more, I think. But
Gonzo says that might be the winner. I didn't know they had an all black version of sea snake. Yes, they do. I think there's three different sea snakes out there, three different versions.
I know there's an S35 version.
Yeah, that one's pretty expensive. I think the one you're holding up, isn't that about 50 or 60 bucks?
I don't know what they're going for now. I want to say when I picked it up, maybe like 40 bucks. Between 40 and 50, I'd say.
$40. Yeah. I
That
just looked it up now. 40 bucks.
okay.
So
So
not too bad.
yeah, no. And the standard has ARRPM 9. So I mean, that's artisans
Right.
powders.
And it's a good steel. The RPM 9 it doesn't get the credit it should. That's a solid performing blade steel for sure.
Have you put that CJRB through any work yet?
I have, yeah. Yeah, the one I got from you. I've used that knife a few times already. Yep. They're
It's
good.
a
They hold up pretty well.
that feldspar is sharp as a whistle.
Yeah. No, that's a good knife. They hold a good working edge and they stay sharp for a pretty good amount of time considering that that's not an expensive steel.
Right. Yep. Yep. I 100% agree.
All right, yeah. Native says I like the sea snake. Will says he got his for 39 bucks. Yep. So a lot of people like that knife. I'm a big fan of that knife as well. Obviously, some people know in the community that Mike Emler designed that knife.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
That's one of his knife designs. So,
Yeah, and
yep.
that's how I found the knife initially was watching Emler a little bit here and there. Uh, After watching him a little bit, I come to find out he made a knife and artisan, produced it and
Mhm.
found that. And it's definitely, if you want a small little fixed blade for EDC or working, the Sea Snake, it's nice and thin. It's not too long, not too
Yep.
bulky. It's a nice one for sure.
Cool. Hey, you want to stick around for a few minutes while we do the chat before story time?
Yeah, I'll hang out.
All right, I'm going to unbigify you for now.
Yep.
So I'm back to my old webcam because that's what happens when you get a new camera and you forget to charge it.
Hey man, at least you have you have a
Right.
backup.
Well, I was lucky too. See, you were on the screen at the time, so nobody saw everything go black over here. So that was kind of good. So anyway, first of all, G-Ball, thank you so much for coming on and showing off the knives. I always enjoy having you on. You always bring quality stuff to the table. There's always a lot of stuff going on in chat about the knives that you bring in. So thanks very much for coming on and doing this today. I really, really appreciate that a
Yeah,
lot.
no problem, man.
And then secondly, obviously I'm going to keep you around because we always do a chat topic. We're going to do that for about 10 or 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. And then I will get into story time. I have a couple different options for stories tonight. So yeah, you've already got other people saying awesome job and stuff like that. So yeah, Mike knows his knives, awesome G-ball, and I agree. Like I love having people like yourself on. I've had Papa Rhino on, I've had John Evans on, I've had a bunch of people. Bama Ninja's been on, Mattisfaction, King Pope Caesar. Everybody has really told me after the fact how much they enjoy coming on for the 5 and 5, and it's great for the audience too because the reason I do this, folks, and I'm not a lot of other channels do this, is I do this so that people get to show off some of their knife collections.
Yep.
Like, G-Ball's got an amazing knife collection. He's got a lot of knives I don't have. So I love being able to bring people on and let folks see what other folks have in their knife collections. It's a show and tell essentially, and it's fun. So yeah, thanks very, very much for coming on and doing the 5 and 5.
Yeah, no problem. I had a blast.
Cool. Well, and we'll get you on again in the future too. I know your knife collection, like mine and a lot of other people's, is always growing. So there'll be a time when you've got some more cool knives that you want to show off. So my chat question, for those of you who are new here or fairly new, I like to bring up something every week that I throw out to you guys and we talk about. This week, what I want to throw out is I want to know what you use to take pictures of your knives. So I want to know, is it a cell phone? And if so, what is it? Is it an iPhone? Is it a Samsung? Is it a Motorola? Are you taking it with a small handheld camera? Do you maybe have a Nikon or a Canon DSLR? Like, what do you guys use to take your pictures? Most of the time, I use my Samsung Galaxy A21. I'm a big Android fan, so I usually use that, and it has done really well for me. I have upgraded my camera, but obviously I forgot to charge it like a dumbass. So I'm back to a webcam for the rest of this broadcast. But I will get all this hammered out by Saturday and by next Tuesday for sure. But I'm just curious what you guys use. So what about you, G Paul? What do you typically use for streaming and or for taking pictures?
Okay, so I went from an iPhone, I think it was like an 8 or a 9, I think, an 8, I think, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then I went to a Motorola One. And that's what I record my videos with and take my photos. I probably will be changing that here soon. I'll probably go with whatever Samsung's latest uh Galaxy type phone is. I what the S21 maybe.
Wilby's got that. He's got an S21 Ultra. I've been going with the A series the last two times because I didn't see a tremendous amount of difference in speed, and the cameras are comparable. But yeah, the Galaxy S series is obviously that's their premier line of phones.
Right, okay. Okay, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So I'll
So
probably
Samsung, we got some Galaxies. It seems like mostly iPhones and Samsung Galaxies. Like I said, I use an A21 Galaxy. That's what I have for a phone. I had an A12 before that, and before that I had an I forget, an S15. I don't know, something like that. But phones work great. I feel like I wanted to get just a little bit more quality out of my pictures and my videos, since obviously I'm creating content a lot, and that's why I've been messing around with this DSLR. But like I said, I got to remember that the battery doesn't last forever in this thing. You get so carried away. Let's
right.
see. Yeah, Kodak Instamatic. Me with knives. Okay, that works too. Tree Stab and Troy uses a Galaxy S10e and or a Nikon Coolpix i820 or 1820 maybe.
No.
Gonzo uses a Galaxy A20. That's the same phone I have, Gonzo. You and I have the same cell phone that we take a lot of. I do all my shorts with that. I used to do all my videos with that. I just started doing them with the Canon this week. But I'm just curious what people use. I'm always curious what people use to post photos and create content.
I since I kind of started dabbling with doing some of this stuff, I'm looking at getting a different laptop and getting some other stuff. I've been acquiring some other various things like lighting, some other stuff, but I'm gonna get a laptop so that way I can do a little more than just do a one shot take. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And
Yeah.
it's kind of, if you're just doing one shot, one take, and it's an unboxing or something, you pretty much either have to roll with that or, you can't do the unboxing if something happens. Uh, so the laptop and being able to edit, that'll be a lot nicer. And then I'll probably go get not anything crazy, but maybe a decent $500-600 camera, something like that.
Yeah, no, you could pick up a nice Canon or a Nikon for that amount of money. I only like the Canons a little better because I think the menus are easier to learn. But
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
they're both quality cameras, and you can definitely pick up something in that $500 range for sure. Native
right.
Wildman says, I don't have a PC or a new laptop. My laptop is a 2002 Dell. Hey, you know what? I have an old laptop. I mean, an old computer out in the garage. And that's what I used to do my lives on until I bought this laptop that recently. So, there's still a lot of computers out there that are capable of doing this stuff. Freak Show's on a Note 20 Ultra. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty nice setup too. Gonzo says, I don't even own a laptop or a desktop. I guess that's possible in this day and age, right? If you got a good phone, you might not need it. So that's
Yep.
cool. Beard says, I don't do any editing. One take, lots of happy accidents, plenty of jokes. I don't edit either. Now, I have most of the time, I am able to do most of my reviews in one take because what I do, um, there you go. There's that word. What I do when I do my reviews is I write down an outline and it helps me from saying and and but a lot. So
Right.
I typically do my reviews in one take, but occasionally I'll get halfway through and I'll forget something or I'll call something the wrong name and then I'm like, damn it, and I have to hit stop and go
Yep.
back and start over. So I don't edit. I'm like Beer to Doom. Christine, Women Carry Knives, she doesn't edit any of her videos either. They're all done in one take. Uh, Again, it's just personal preference. I don't want to spend a lot of time editing, but some people don't mind it, and that's cool. You can definitely do more if you're willing to edit.
Right. Yeah, I personally do not want to edit, spend hours editing.
Yep.
And I'm literate as hell when it comes to, you know, the whole process of editing and all of that stuff. So I'm definitely on a new learning curve that, I haven't been into electronics like that. I was in school, so it's been 10 years. I, really dabbled in computers
Right.
and stuff
Yeah,
like
and
that.
if you're out of the loop for a while, it's tough. Do you see Gonzo's comment on screen?
Yep, that's pretty much how I roll too. Yep,
Stacy says, I use my Moto G7 I've had for more than 3 years, and I watch YouTube on my Asus laptop, basic one. Yeah. So a lot of people do that. Like if you're trying to mod it, it can probably be pretty tough to do that on a phone, obviously, because I don't even know if you can, but you don't necessarily need the fastest computer either to do that. I just do shop scenes, unboxings, and read dirty folk kids books. Not too much to edit. Yeah, there's BOD. We love you, brother. Always bringing something new to the party there. All right. Well, listen, guys, I think I am going to move into the story time part of the show because we're getting closer to the top of the hour. And yeah, so he's showing off that Deca again. But again, I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight, especially G-Ball for coming in here and doing the 5 and 5. It's a lot of fun. I want to tell you guys a couple of other quick things before I get to story time. And that is that there has been a delay in fully deployed number 7. I have an outline for what I want to do. There's 2 reasons for that. One is because I've just been busy with all the stuff going on with Mrs. Edge, and 2 is I just really haven't been able to find the right time to sit down and film it. I like to film it during the day under natural light, so I don't have to like do all this crazy setup. And then by the time I get ready to do that, it seems like it's at night or something like that. So bear with me. I will get another fully deployed out. I actually have stickers now. I don't know if I showed you guys this, but let me find them real quick. I just got these in from Tri-State River Valley Creations, and guess what I've got now? Fully deployed. Small
Nice.
actors, big fun, presented by Eionan's Edge. So I got a bunch of stickers in. They'll be going in prize packs and what have you in the as we move into Halloween and Christmas. So look for that. It is coming, guys. I'm sorry there's been such a delay, but most of you that are here every week know that my life has been very hectic. And getting a unannounced promotion at work yesterday was something else I didn't expect to have happen. So that's great. It's wonderful, and it's good for me and for Mrs. Edge and for us overall. But that will also change my hours, so it won't affect the Tuesday lives, but it might push the Saturday lives back. Once again, this Saturday's live is going to be at 2 o'clock, not at 1 o'clock. So don't forget, this Saturday is 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern instead of 1 and 4, because I will not be out of work in time to do the 1 o'clock one. Okay. So just a quick reminder. Also, again, before I start story time, send your words of the week to me at eionansedge@gmail.com along with your YouTube username. All the entries must be received by November 30th. So if you have been following the word of the week this year and you have at least 5 of them, I need you to send me an email with your YouTube user ID so I know who you are, like if it's G-Ball, for instance. And then whatever words you have, that's the only way you can win that contest. And there's a lot of cool stuff for the holiday giveaway in the word of the week grand prize drawing. It will be drawn by hand by Mrs. Edge. So you don't want to miss that, okay? All right. So I guess I'm going to move to story time. So G-Ball, is it okay if I take you off the screen there, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Good. All right. Thanks again for coming in tonight. I greatly appreciate it. And I will have you on again for sure. All right, brother?
All right, man. It sounds good. Thanks for
All right,
having.
thank you.
Congratulations on the promotion too, man.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. All right. Okay, so let's see. Just in time for story time. Maybe if we say his name 3 times like Beetlejuice, he will show up. Before story time, check out the 2022 Fantasy Challenge video showing 20 plus builds of futuristic blade sword. Star on Lifeworks channel has links to all the videos and your voting form. That is correct. Go check that out. Go take a look at that after the live stream or sometime later. I'm going to go check it out myself. So we're going to move to story time here in just a sec. Again, a big thanks to G-Ball for coming on. I really enjoy having him in. He always has cool knives. Last time he had a whole bunch of Grail knives he showed off. But you don't have to have that level of knives to come on and do 5 and 5. If you own 5 knives or more, I'll let you bring more than 5 knives, obviously. You can come on and do this, right? You got 5 family heirloom knives, 5 knives that you bought recently. It does whatever. It doesn't matter, right? I just like having folks come on and enjoy showing off their knife collection to the rest of this community. So don't be shy. All right. Hit me up if you want to come on and do it. So we're going to do story time. Story time for tonight. I overcame some technical difficulties and we're still here doing story time. I got my old webcam back up here for now so that we can finish. Yep. G-Ball says, thanks for having me, dude. It's always a pleasure, man. You're always welcome in my live streams anytime. All right. Iggy says popcorn and a blankie. Blazeberger says, I got to head out. Everyone have a great night. Might see you all on Tri-State. I will be over on Cole's channel after I finish making tacos for the wife over there after my live. So I will probably see a few of you there. Dwayne Letterman is here in the house too, throwing out some greetings. I'm sorry if I missed you earlier. David Iverson, a few other people. I know I already greeted a few of you guys. So I got a little bit of time left and I wanted to do story time, right? You guys know Tuesdays, there's always a story time. So I enjoyed doing story time last week. I told you guys a Marine story about e-tool qualifications, and that was a lot of fun. Taco Tuesday. That's right. It is Taco Tuesday. Native Wildman is running off to grab a cup of tea while I prepare for story time. But folks, all you minions gather round, huddle in close, get yourselves in here, and we're going to jump into story time. So I'm going to tell another story about my time in the Marine Corps. And this story, this particular story, is about, it starts out during my time in boot camp. And it finishes up with me out in the Fleet Marine Force as a senior corporal just before the first Gulf War. All right, so is everybody ready? I hope you're ready, because here we go. This is how we do it. So I leave high school and I decide to join the Marine Corps. Want to do something for myself. Stacy says, Demonoc, he got in just in time. Stacy says, I am ready for my blankie and chalky milk. There you go. Get it up, get it all collected, right? There's plenty of room around the story circle. Huddle in, minions. So anyway, I joined the Marine Corps out of high school. I go to boot camp in Parris Island, South Carolina, in the middle of the swamp. And I had wanted to be a Marine for quite a while. So I was really dedicated to making sure that I got through boot camp. I graduated and, became a Marine and got out into what we call the Fleet Marine Force, into the real Marine Corps. And boot camp is a pretty messed up thing. If you've never gone in the military, then realize that in boot camp what they do is they want to tear you down to nothing and build you back up again. And in the Marine Corps boot camp, they do that to a pretty good extreme. I was lucky enough to have somebody that I went to school with who was a good friend of mine through my whole life. I'm still friends with him to this day. He was a year ahead of me in high school, and he went in the Marines. So when he got out, he kind of told me things. He's like, look, don't try to show off in boot camp. Just try to fit in and be part of the team. He goes, you want to just get through boot camp without either being too screwed up or too much of a superstar. Because if you're a superstar, they expect you to be a superstar all the time. And if you're really screwed up, well, then you're going to draw a lot of attention to yourself. Because you want to be that middle group of people that goes and does your job and gets through boot camp alive and healthy and moves out into the Fleet Marine Force so you can start doing the real Marine stuff. And he was right. He was absolutely right. You do want to kind of be the nameless, faceless person that they know who you are, but they don't really know who you are. So I managed to do that through almost all of boot camp. I get into third phase. The drill instructors know who I am, but I'm just one of those nameless, faceless recruits kind of floating around in the middle of the platoon that, like they noticed me a little bit during rifle range week because I shot expert every day. They noticed me a little bit during PT because I was a great runner. I ran cross country in high school. I was very thin and not very thin, but I was thinner and more lean and muscular in those days. I wasn't quite as stoutly built as I became in my late 20s and 30s. So I was a really good runner. So when it came time to run, I ran like a gazelle. And so that got me a little notice, and I was a 300 PFTer. So yeah, keep your head down, your mouth shut, and listen. That is true. So that's how you succeed at boot camp, right? You basically don't make any waves, and you don't make them love you too much or hate you too much, right? You're right in the middle. You're good to go. So I managed to do this all the way through boot camp. And a few days before we graduate, right, you get your uniforms back from tailoring. You get what they call it your final issue. They issue all your uniforms to you that you're going to need when you leave boot camp. And they wait till the very end because they want to make sure you don't wash out, right? So a couple days before you walk across the parade deck and you graduate from boot camp in the Marine Corps, you get your uniforms. So the drill instructors you get all your uniforms out, and they basically, you lay them out on your footlocker. And back in those days, you had these ink blotters. So you had a black ink blotter and a white ink blotter. And you got these bottles that were about this big, had a couple ounces of ink in them. So we're doing the white one and squeeze that out, right? And you squeeze it out and you get it all inked up and everything. And then you mark your issue, and it has your last name and your first name and initial on it, your first initial and a middle initial. So you're marking it, right? And the drill instructor is walking up and down the squad bay and in the center, and you've got two lines of people, one on each side, and he's walking up and down in the middle. And he's watching to make sure that you do it right. And he tells you exactly where it's got to go. And he's walking down the line and looking at everyone. So he walks by me and I'm marking my issue correctly and doing it right. And so he keeps going. And we get to the black. We get to the black ink to mark the stuff that's lighter color. And I get a bottle of ink that doesn't seem to want to come out. And I'm like tapping it on I'm trying not to draw attention to myself. I'm tapping it on the top of my footlocker and I'm wiggling it and, squeezing. And so he's like, all right, he goes, no slack in here. Get your ink pads, get the ink on the ink pads. And I go like this and I squeeze it and I try to get the ink out of it. It doesn't come out. So I squeeze it harder, like, I'm in good shape. I'm about to graduate from boot camp. I squeeze it really hard. The cap blows off this bottle of ink, black ink. And it makes the loudest noise. It sounds like a small gunshot. It goes really loud. The whole squad day turns and looks at me. And I realize the cap has blown off, bounced off the ink pad, and shot somewhere across the squad bay. Well, guess what? Drill instructor Sergeant Bingham, our psycho drill instructor, was the one overseeing us marking our clothes that day. And he happened to be standing in the middle of the squad bay, right in front of me. The ink cap blows off, bounces off of my ink pad, shoots across the squad bay, but not before it spews ink all over the drill instructor's Cretan shirt, goes up, hits the back of his smoky, his drill instructor hat, and lands on the floor on the other side of the squad bay. So now there's ink on his shirt and there's ink on his smoky, his cover. Everybody's looking at me. I am sitting there like this. Oh my God. Right? Oh my God. I'm like, oh my God. Because I can see the ink on him. I can see the ink on his cover. And he literally marches over to me and plants his foot in the middle of my chest and kicks me off of my footlocker. Remember, I'm sitting straddling my footlocker, trying to squeeze ink out so I can mark my clothes. He literally kicks me off my footlocker, knocks the wind out of me. I'm on the floor. He comes over to me, raises his fist, because he sees the ink all over his shirt and he knows it hit his cover because he could feel it, right? And the other drill instructor comes running down the squad bay and he's like, stop, don't, and he kind of grabs him and he takes him in the drill instructor hut to cool off. And I finally get my breath back. So the other senior drill instructor comes out and he asks me, he literally takes me aside and he goes, what the happened? And I told him, I said, I'm trying to squeeze the bottle. I squeezed it. It didn't come out. I squeezed it a little harder. The cap blew off, went shooting across the squad bay, hit the drill instructor's shirt and his smoky, his hat. So, yeah, if there's ink on his cover, blood will be on it. So he wanted to kill me. He was just about to pound the crap out of me. He already kicked me in the chest and knocked me backwards off my footlocker, and I was definitely laying there gasping for air. but they calm him down, and the senior drill instructor brings me in, and he says, he has me explain what happened, and I'm afraid to go in there because there's 3 drill instructors in there. One of them wants to kill me. One of them literally wants to like beat the living shit out of me. So I go into the drill instructor's hut. Yeah, exactly. He got the dog shit smoked out of me for days. Yeah, I mean, my chest hurt like for a couple days after that. He kicked me square in the middle of the chest, full power. Like he was mad. And like I said, I went flying off of there, landed on the floor. I had the wind knocked out of me. I couldn't have done anything even if I wanted to. I go in and explain what happened, and I said, I'm really sorry. So I went to the base PX when you get Liberty Day before you graduate. So I go to the base PX and I try to buy a shirt and a smoky, and of course they wouldn't let me. And then they told my senior drill instructor that, and my senior drill instructor said, you can't do that. That's, they consider that bribery. You can't buy anything for a drill instructor. I graduate. I walk across the parade deck. My parents are there. My mom and dad are there. Parents are there and stuff. And when after you graduate, you go up to all your drill instructors and you get to shake their hand, and you finally get to call them Sergeant so and so, right? And I get to him, and it's like an officer and a gentleman moment, like where if you ever saw Officer and a Gentleman, like when Lou Gossett Jr. has Richard Gere finally graduate from the naval program, and he walks past him, and he's like, get out of here, Mayo. Just get the fuck out of here. And he says it in a way that's funny, right? And so I shake the senior drill instructor's hand, I shake the other drill instructor's hand, and then I get to Sergeant Bingham, and I put my hand out to shake his hand, and he looks at me for a second, and he shakes my hand, and he goes, get the fuck out of here, right? So I'm like, okay, right? Off I go, and I go find my parents, and everything's happy, good to go. 3.5 years go by. I'm in the Fleet Marine Force. I'm about to be shipped out to the Middle East, to the first Gulf War with my unit. And they tell me that they need me to go down and pick up a bunch of radios from battalion. I go, okay, right, cool, I'll do whatever. I go down there with another guy, and I walk in there, and there's some private standing at the cage inside the building, and I tell him who I am. I says, Corporal so-and-so from 3rd Battalion, 6th Marines, and I'm here to pick up some radios. He goes, okay, let me get the staff sergeant. Lo and behold, who walks around the corner? But Staff Sergeant, now he's a Staff Sergeant, Staff Sergeant Bingham. And he walks up to the cage. He's on the other side of the cage. And he looks at me and he goes, I know you. I freaking know you. And he goes, and he says my name. And he goes, it's you. He goes, it's you. He goes, you're the little fucker that ruined my uniform. It's Smokey. Right? I go, yes, Staff Sergeant, that would be me. And he started, so then, and I don't know how he's going to react, right? Because, there's been a lot of time that's passed. But basically, he turns to all the people with him behind the cage. And he goes, hey, everybody, come here. And he goes, remember that story I told you about boot camp where that recruit shot ink all over my stuff and ruined my uniform and my smoky, and I wanted to stomp his ass into the squad bay floor? He goes, this is the guy. He points at me, right? And I'm like, yes, that I am that guy, right? And so, long story short, to finish this up, I get the radios, and I'm like, I'm really sorry about that and all that. And he comes out of the cage, and he meets me outside at the Humvee, and I don't know why, I'm like, oh shit, right? He comes outside, and he's like, hey, he's like, here, he hands me a piece of paper, and he says, here's my phone number. He says, give me a call. He says, you should come over to my house sometime and have some beers. He goes, and we can tell that story in front of my wife and some of my other friends. And I did. I went to his house before I deployed, because I said, I'm deploying. I'm heading out to the Middle East and all that. And he's like, yeah. But I went to his house that next weekend, and he had a barbecue, and I had beer and hung out there and talked, and, and I said, man, I really appreciate this. And he goes, yeah, he goes, I'm going to charge you for this. He goes, the cost of a new shirt and smoky. But he didn't, obviously. Anyway, that's what happened a little less than 4 years later. And he turned out to be a really good guy. And I did keep in touch with him while I was still in the Corps. I stopped by and saw him after I got back from from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Iraq. And he was really glad that I made it back okay. But yes, I made it all the way through boot camp until just a couple days before graduation. And then every single fucking person knew who I was. So that is my boot camp story. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Thankfully, he was a good sport about it and even had me over for beer and barbecue when we were both in the Fleet Marine Force. But that is my boot camp, one of my boot camp tales for you guys. So listen, I hope that you enjoyed story time tonight. I thank you all for coming into the live stream. Thanks for showing up. I always have a great time here with you guys. I will get my camera issues fixed before next week's live stream and have some better lighting. But again, thank you all. Thank you for myself. Thank you for Mrs. Edge. Thank you to all the minions that come in here every week. I really, really appreciate everybody's viewership. Thank you for all of you new subscribers who helped me get to 500. If you have friends who have not subscribed to my channel, send them over and have them check me out, all right? Guys, have a great night. I'm going to go make some food. I'm going to be on Cole's live stream, so I will catch a bunch of you over there in a half an hour or so. Have a great night. We'll see you Saturday if you're around. If not, I'll see you next Tuesday. Stay sharp, everyone. Stay sharp.